What's going on, guys? We are back with another video, and let's see what we're working on today. It's gonna be another Mustang video. Probably could have called it from the title, but we got a garage full of Fords, and I done more disassembly off camera. I tried to record it, but it turned out just terrible. Like most of the last video, I didn't realize till I posted it that it wasn't sideways, and I apologize about that. So after going through and testing all of the systems on the factory side, everything still works, which brought me down this rabbit hole, and I finally found that right there, we can see where it's indented. And yeah, that whole circuit right there is touching just the bottom of the board straight to metal. Caused that internal fuse right there, that little yellow guy you see, to short out and cause no power to go through anything else going backwards. So we are going to replace that fuse and heat shrink those connections, put everything back together, and give it a try. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to begin with taking apart the PWM and replacing that fuse. And right there I show that I put a 30 amp in it. It wasn't fast enough. I didn't hold it there slow enough actually, so sorry about that. But it is a 30 amp fuse, and that's going to get us where we need. And yeah. Alright, so we got the old fuse out. And that was an extra 20 that I had that I thought was going to work. I spoke with the guy who created this kit, put it together, 3D printed this part and 3D printed over there. And he was saying that a 20 is too small. Through tall grass, it would not be powerful enough to spin the motors. So I put a 30 back in it. We got it all down. So we see right here, it's nice and tight. And what happened is that it's just two pieces of metal. You can see on this side, those little indents. That is where it's held in at. That's where the board holds in at. And when I went to go try it, this thing had so much power and I weigh too much to sit on the back of a kid's Powerwheels that it came loose, dropped down, shorted it out. Now, luckily enough, that didn't kill the whole thing. It just popped that fuse. Thank God that had that fuse in there. But we can do a quick little test fire, not a test drive. I'm not driving this thing no more. Not without changing some stuff on it first. That way I don't hurt this. But let's go ahead and grab one of my batteries. Throw one of those in. Right in here like this. And we should see a red light come on in there. Just like that. And that turns on nice and easy. And if I go down here and hit the throttle that I have loose, kind of hard to see, but it wants to go. So everything is working just fine. I'm really happy about that. So now I can go through and I'll do a little time lapse, I guess, of me putting this thing back together. But besides that, we have the new wheels right here, and get those put on, because these ones are shredded. I don't know if we can tell, but when I get them off, you'll be able to see that they are ripped apart, and we'll get those new ones on. And this thing will be ready for my daughter, and I'm really excited about that. Okay, so we are going to start with heat shrinking those connections, like I said, because you want to make sure that there's no water getting in your wiring. Now I'm going through putting the pedal on, and then I'm going to put the shifter back, get the shifter bezel back in, and after everything's all nice and screwed down, we are going to put the seat back on. It took me a little longer than I thought. I was trying to find the screws for a minute, but let's get that seat back on. And everything's just a Phillips screw, nothing too crazy about these things. Here, right there, I'm using some alien tape, and I'm going to, it's double-sided, I'm gonna throw that back where it needs to be, nice and secure, and we're ready to go. Okay, we got it back together. Got the seats in, got the shifter back in, got the pedal back in, and the hood back on. I also used some alien tape, double-sided alien tape, and got the PWM remounted. So as we can see, put the battery back in. That's a little red light.
And see if I can show y'all. This thing wants to go. Bunch of power. I'm really happy with it, but now we got to get these wheels taken off and replaced with those ones. Here we go. So I just tossed it up on its side. I can show you all what I was talking about. Those aren't supposed to look like that. Not at all. So first things, we're gonna pop off this hubcap. All right, so you take it off by removing first the hubcap, little Mustang guy right here. And I might have hurt this one, but it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna 3D print some cooler wheels later on because these suck. Then there's a plastic, little nut. And then there's the actual metal itself to get the wheel off. So I'm gonna go back into time-lapse mode, and I'm just going to slowly work this up with a screwdriver, and if it won't come up, I'm gonna cut it off because I don't care.
So this thing pops off super easy. I didn't even have to cut it, just work at it.
All right, so right here we can see that, maybe the dad of the previous kid was riding on this with him, but these have been blown out for a long time. And it came off real easy. It's gonna be the same thing for the other side. When you go to install it, if you don't have the tool to do so, which I don't think this got sent with them, I'm just gonna find a socket that fits over it real nice and smooth, and it's gonna go right on real easy. So let's get this unboxed. All right, so I got the wheel put back together, and found like a 13 that I think fits over pretty good. I'm just gonna whack it on there. Give it some more taps. All right. Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger socket. Something that fits inside of. Looks like the magic number was 17. Alright, that's now all the way down. But the bad part is the plastic came off. So, highly recommend the tool if you're trying to make it look nice. But again, if you don't care, then just give her a good push. Hi, Justin.
Are you talking to yourself?
I'm making a video.
Are you laying on the creeper?
I was sitting on it, yeah. Come on, man. Now I can't get it. Now when you're going to go put these in, you need to make sure that it's straight. They're not going to go on at all. It would also help if it was in the correct spot. There we go, just like that. Nice and tight. Okay, now we're gonna swap to the other side, but I already showed you how to do it, and that's a fresh new wheel. So, thanks for watching.